Hey guys, welcome to Glow Getters, where I go and do wellness activities with your favorite Boston influencers. Today I am joined by the local TikTok rec guide for fashion, beauty, events, etc. Nearing almost 50K on TikTok as of now, the beautiful Ayanna.
Wow.
Welcome.
Thank you. That was an amazing introduction. I don't think I could have done anything better. Ayanna would have just done well.
I mean,
but
you know what?
it.
Like,
Yeah.
you have just pioneered the route for individuals in this city who not only focus on just living their best life, but also bring us along for the ride. I've been such a huge fan for the past couple of months and really have loved to see your progression so far. I think you were recently featured in like Boston B-Side, where she wrote an article about how you are just like spearheading the charge for lifestyle here.
Oh my gosh.
How did you feel about that?
I mean, honestly, people like come and tell me stuff like that. Like, I'll like meet, like, this is, I'm not trying to like flex at all, but like people like will recognize me at coffee shops sometimes, or even like stores. And they're like, oh my God, you're the TikTok girl. And I'm like, that's crazy. Like, I don't think it like dawns onto me what I do until like people in real life like come to me, because everything else is just like online. You know what I mean? Like that's just like me in the dark editing my videos.
So, Ayanna,
Yeah.
what does like wellness look like for you? Like, what are your non-negotiables? Like, what's in your wellness routine?
I think for me, it has to do anything that primarily makes me feel good, whether it's like internally, externally. So like, I really love like a good skincare routine. I always do that day and night. I used to be so lazy about that, but now I'm super into that.
I must know, what are your non-negotiables for your wellness routine? Like, what does it look like for you?
For me, it definitely consists of starting with my skincare routine. Like, I cannot have a good day unless I have like my entire routine done morning, night. And I remember one time I actually skipped my serum and just went moisturizer, sunscreen, and it kind of ruined my morning a little bit. I was dang, because you can't take that back. Once you put the sunscreen, it's done, you know?
Right.
But I love that. I also love, I like to do my nails, but I'm not like active about it. But every time I do it, I always feel really good. I feel like I associate food a lot with wellness. Like, I love a good meal. I'm at this point where I've tried so many foods, like, I don't know, I'm like a big foodie that I actually get dissatisfied when food isn't really good. So it's like a task for me of finding like new foods that I like. I'm really like focused on acai bowls right now.
Okay.
I feel like it helps me get my fruit intake. I also love peanut butter. So I just like add everything on. There's also goji berries. I had it for the first time. I think I had it when I was a kid, but underrated.
Oh wow! Wait, I love that.
Yeah.
I actually am iffy about acai bowls these days because I just don't like the creaminess. Like, if I don't, I want to drink my smoothie. I don't want to like sip it like a soup, and so I'm a little conflicted about it. But I have had maybe one acai bowl that it hit kind of different, but it was because I had nothing else to eat. So I think, unfortunately, acai bowls are my last resort. But aside from that, though, I think food and wellness is such a great like aspect that goes hand in hand that a lot of people don't think about, right? Because if you eat good, you're gonna feel good.
Exactly.
Like, eat well, feel better, like look good. And so I feel like that works in a lot of ways, and people don't really understand how much it correlates to your internal like happiness.
I agree. Like, but I'm really big on probiotics. Like, I have to have. I love any type of like pepper. Like, I'm doing a plant-based pepper kind of right now.
Okay.
I also love kimchi.
Love
like
that.
It just like helps with like de-bloating and stuff like that, which is justice.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I think my next question for you is more about like your tenure as an influencer here in Boston.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, like 2 years ago when you had started your TikTok, you had started as like a cottage core aesthetic girly, and now within the next following 2 years, I should say, like you've just evolved into just this holistic lifestyle influencer, just finding the best unique Boston recommendations for both fashion and beauty and just living your life. How do you maintain your own voice and your values as you continue to grow here?
I think for me, the biggest part is like doing what I like to do. I know sometimes I'll get like sidetracked with my creative direction of like, oh, this is what I think people will like. For example, like a lot of people like going to like Cisco and like stuff like that. And I could go there, but I think what really sticks to me and like what I've always done with content is being the unique voice that isn't there, because I don't want to like be an a jar echoing against other loud voices. You know what I mean? Like I very much like to stay alone. So even with cottagecore, like very niche, you know, like fashion aesthetic, it was super fun. And I think all the parts of my niches, like in social media, are like a part of me, and like they're just like constantly evolving and changing according to like what I'm passionate about in the moment.
I love that. And it's really awesome to kind of see how the different phases of your TikTok and like hyperfixations, as you like to say, kind of still blend in with your voice and like who you are. So for me, as kind of a viewer and a lover and a fan, right? It's more of like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, like what she's up to next, because then I make that my personality up until you find your next hyperfixation. So I think as just a brand, you've done an awesome job here in Boston, kind of continuing to evolve. But with that, though, I guess my final question is going to be, what is your favorite Boston neighborhood right now, and why?
So this is a tough one because I love nearly all of them. There's definitely some areas I don't really like, but I love a lot of them. And we're actually in it right now, which is it's corny. I know, it's like, oh my god, promo. It's literally not, but I love Back Bay. Like it's definitely my favorite part at the moment, just because I feel like I'm just a morning person, and there's like a lot of cafes here, and I'm very much like I romanticize everything. So like a pretty cafe, it's gonna do it for me. It's gonna make my day. You know what I mean? Like especially with like a theme. I love that. I don't super love the food here. It's not. I don't go to Back Bay for food, in my opinion. But everything else, like I feel like it's a great place to walk. There's a lot of like foliage, especially if you go like the street over from Newbury, like in the back. It's really nice. The houses are pretty. Like I just kind of daydream, and I'm like, damn, I wish I lived there. You know what I mean? Like it's so nice. Like how are you depressed when you live in Back Bay? You can't. You literally can't.
Those townhomes are gorgeous.
They're gorgeous. Yeah.
Like sign me up. I don't know who's.
Yeah. I don't know who I have to talk to. No. My goal is. I was talking to my mom in the car yesterday. I was like, I think I need to go to like across like the seas airport somewhere. There's gonna be an elderly like old woman who does not like her kids, who does not like her grandkids, and she needs someone to pass her house to, and that someone is me. So I will fully take responsibility of that.
I love that for you. I just wanted to thank you again for your time in joining us for Glow Getters. I just think you are the pinnacle of what a Glow Getter looks like here in Boston, and I can't wait to see your journey and be along with you for the ride.
Oh my god,
thank you so much for watching this episode of Glow Getters, and shout out to G2O for letting us film in their beautiful facility today and letting us try out halotherapy for the first time. So we'll see you next episode. Bye.